viewers, greetings and welcome to this episode of Leadership Matters, a video series highlighting the stories and experiences of global leaders and providing leadership advice. The series is hosted by Avinash Ananda, a recognized leadership advisor, happiness strategist, and a motivational keynote speaker. Over the course of more than 30 years, Avinash has personally mentored more than 1,000 leaders and trainers and trained more than 1 million individuals from all walks of life in 30 countries. Our special guest for today's episode is Nash Narsimhan Tupil, Services Business Leader, HP Store, APJ and EMEA at HP. With a career spanning over 3 decades, Nash Narsimhan Tupil stands as a true luminary in the world of technology and business leadership. A seasoned veteran with a remarkable track record, Nash's journey is marked by visionary achievements that have reshaped the landscape of e-commerce and digital transformation. Currently, as Services Business Leader, HP Store International at HP Inc., Nash is responsible for services businesses across HP Store in Asia Pacific, Japan, and EMEA region. His commitment to social impact shines through, with any remuneration from teaching directed entirely towards charitable causes. Nash has etched an indelible mark on the annals of technology and leadership.
Welcome to this episode of Leadership Matters. And we have today Avinash talking to Nash. Hi, Nash. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I was just blown away with Nash's energy. We spoke for a few minutes before we started the recording, and this man is on fire. Huh? You you heard his impressive profile that was read out to you before we started this. Nash, please, what makes you so full of this energy?
Secret of my energy is I'm very curious as a person, and I love life. That's it. I love life. That's it.
Lovely. 20 more than 25 years in one organization. Is that correct?
That's true, and that's not a sort of fashion nowadays. Looks like when our parents in our parents' time, I think long service awards and all that treasured, and people used to keep it in their cupboards and say, "Hey, I worked for so many years." And this. Nowadays, I think they start suspecting you when you start for too long. Oh, are you so unemployable outside? I can tell you that that is not the case. I got many employment opportunities outside, but I love the culture of my company, HP. It's one of the greatest places to work, and it has given me so much opportunities. I think if you get a company like HP to work for, there's no reason to change your job, change your organization. But of course, I've done more than 10 different jobs in the same company. So keep changing jobs. That's the only thing I would say.
And also, over this period of time, the company itself has evolved and changed. There have been many more mergers and changes that have happened there.
Absolutely. HP, the company I joined, DEC Digital Equipment, was a $14 billion company. It was acquired by Compaq Computer. And then Compaq was acquired by HP. Then HP acquired 3 big companies, EDS, CSC, Palm, Aruba. So the company eventually became a $112 billion company, from 14 billion to 120 billion in the same company. I never quit. Okay, the company keeps on changing. So it became so big. We made everything from CD discs on one side and calculators, and on the other side we used to sell $5 billion outsourcing contract to Merrill Lynch. So we had everything from $5 to $5 billion. We were called the Walmart or the supermarket of IT. But a good thing they did in 2014 was to split the company into 2 parts, in enterprise business and PC business. So I came back to the PC and print business, though I spent 8 or 10 years in the enterprise business.
Mm-hmm. That's great. That's fantastic. So from whatever I understand, everything has changed.
Absolutely.
Largely. The only thing that hasn't changed is Nash. So is Nash is Nash that lucky factor that made it grow so much?
Not really. I'm only one small cog in the wheel of HP, and there are quite a few executives who are about 20 years, especially abroad, 20, 25 years. Some have even completed 30 years in HP. And of course, in India, you have retirement age and all that, which prohibits you from, continuing employment beyond 60 years. But in other markets like US and all, you can work till 70 or 75. It doesn't matter. Okay. So, of course, I've been very lucky to be a part of this incredible journey and doing a lot of things which I wanted to do. So that's how it's going.
A couple of quick things, please, Nash, on what makes you stay there and what is good about them that both from both sides. What is it that what are your qualities that make you stay there, and what are their qualities that make you stay there?
Okay, I'll quickly say about myself the reason why I stayed. I think one, I am a very learner sort of guy. I'm very curious. I read a lot of books, I read podcasts, I experiment, reflect, I do things. HP is a company culture which encourages learning. So I think that is one. Second is I'm actually slightly restless as a person with a lot of energy, but it also comes with restlessness. Okay. Restlessness, it can be negative, but it can be extremely positive when you have a bias for action. And when you want to do different things, I easily get bored after 3 or 4 years in a job, right? So I don't have to do the same job for 20 years, right? I keep changing. HP gives me that opportunity. I did Asia Pacific jobs, I did country jobs, now I'm in a global job. I can do all this, in HP. I think these are the two reasons from my side. I think it also covers what HP is as a culture, right? It's a very employee-friendly, organization. It is also encourages people to move, do different jobs, experiment. So all those things are there. Avinash.
Nash, you are so curious and so adventurous and so restless. You are a biker, you're a photographer, you're an award-winning marketing global leader. How do you wear all these hats, or is it the restlessness that makes you do it?
I don't know, maybe like Obelix, that my mom put some tonic in me, which makes me so energetic, potion in me. I don't know, but yeah, I eat all sorts of, one feeds into another, right? So it's like this,
what is
right?
The biking thing you do?
Yeah, I went on a Himalayan expedition in 2020 and 2021. I've been biking for many years, but this was really tough. The one I did in West Bengal, it's a pretty long expedition which went to Darjeeling from Siliguri. The other one I did in Tabang, and that was in ice, driving a bike on ice. This is all extreme expedition. So that I went from Guwahati, so almost 1,000 kilometers of riding and trekking up and going up Sela Pass and all that. Mind you, I'm 50 plus, and I have two fears. Fear of cold, being a Madras boy. I don't like cold so much, and second, fear of falling and heights. And I'll tell you, after doing these two expeditions, I don't have any problem, because I was falling down from bikes, but getting up always and re-riding the bike. And I had to be in a tent in ice. So all this, I overcome.
So Nash, what is the formula? Is it you fear but you do it anyway, or after doing it, the fear goes away? Which one is it?
It is both, right? After doing, definitely the fear goes away. The other thing is, as long as the fear is there, it is like a thing you want to achieve, right? And it just expands you, right? Once you overcome that, you conquer that, right? And that is true in anything. When you're launching a new online store, or when you're launching a new omni-channel transformation, initially it looks impossible, or it looks tough, in your mind. And then when you do it, it just, if you see many of my career things, what I've done, many of those things are very pioneering, and I think that streak is there in me. I'm a very adventurous guy, and I want to experiment with new things, and by God's grace, very successful because of great colleagues, great team, and the environment in which the company.
A little bit about the photography, please.
Yeah, so I think I started in the era of literally DSLR, before DSLRs in film photography back in 91 when I was working in Middle East. So I used to do a lot of black and white photography first, and I won awards in British Council in the year 1996 for capturing some of the monuments, the Anglo-Saxon buildings in India. That won an award, national level at the second prize. Then I also got a Fuji award for photography. That was for, once again, architecture. So I love nature, like flowers, animals, or doing architecture or astrophotography. Recently, I won another award in 2019. I shot the copper moon, which is a very rare event. It is a super moon, blue moon, and a copper moon. It's a red color moon, which came in 2018, January 31st. I shot that with a DSLR and made a collage. Once again, it's an amazing piece.
Do these come together, all these interests, in some way?
Yeah, in some way, yes.
Or you as a person?
Yeah, I think one feeds into another. I mean, if you are very focused on work, which I was in the first 10 years of my life, what happens is when you're very focused on your work defines you. And that's
Hmm.
a problem because you have good times and bad times in work. When you have bad times, you feel very bad about yourself. Oh God, I screwed it up. I screwed it up. Not realizing that you didn't screw it up. You're a part of a big team, right?
Hmm.
And you have the opportunity or the honor to lead teams, but you're not the only guy, right? So the success is also teams, the failure is also teams. So you have to remove the I or the ego out of it. So then how do you channelize that energy? You have to define yourself beyond your work. So a
Brilliant.
thing like photography, or I mean, Avinash, I don't know how many years I'll continue in this company, maybe another 5 years or 7 years. After that, I'm still Narsimhan Tupil, and I am no more a HP senior executive. Still, people will like me for being a photographer or being a
You still got to
motorbiker,
go.
right?
You still got to go to Kashmir on the bike from
Yes,
Chennai
that
or
that
from
is what I
Bangalore.
wanted. I want to do Kanyakumari to Srinagar, Kanyakumari to Kashmir. I want to ride rather.
Right.
One day,
Yeah.
one day I will do. And I love one quote by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, our previous prime minister, who was a
Uh-huh.
poet. Poet.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, "Why do you keep writing poetry even when you're a prime minister?"
Right.
He said, "Someday I will be an former prime minister, but never I will say former poet." I love it. I love it. I'll tell you. That is the approach I
That's
have
great.
to.
That's fantastic. Nash, I wish you very, 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 very long life. Huh? You told me this very interesting story about what happened when you were born. You want to
Yeah.
share that? About your
Yeah, when I was
life?
born, I was so thin. Somebody said, "Oh God, this kid will not even survive 10 days." So my mom went to an astrologer through my mom's father, and he showed the whatever the Janam Patri, and then they said, no, this guy will live for 80 years. So I don't know whether you believe in astrology or not, but that gave me tremendous confidence to do all these
Whenever
crazy things.
whenever the astrologer says something that is really nice, like what he told you,
You have to believe it,
I
and
want to
and
add.
when they say
I'll
something
add
not nice,
20
don't
years
believe
more.
it.
Yeah, we don't believe it if you don't like it. We add 20, 30 more years to it, and that's no.
Oh,
You can
thank
say you
you.
got a new astrologer who told you that. This
Okay.
coat and jacket that you're wearing,
Yeah.
Nash,
Yeah.
reminds me of my dad because my dad used to wear this. He was in the,
Oh
you
God. Is
and
it so old? No, the jacket is not very old.
no, neither are you old nor is the jacket old. It's just that
Okay.
whole thing of wearing a tie. Is this how you
Yeah.
normally dress?
So I have to tell you that, right? And actually, for the last 7 or 8 years in my office, I have not worn a tie at all. But for this interview, I worn because before the 7 years, I was in now I'm in PC business, which is largely focused on consumer and SMB. But I was
Sure.
in enterprise business, and
Sure.
every day to office for 5 years, I used to wear a suit and tie. Okay, and that was enterprise business where we had to
Right.
meet customers. So then I thought, oh God, these ties and jackets are all going waste. At least for this interview, let me wear it. I hope it's not making me too formal. I'm very informal as a guy, but I'm wearing a formal dress.
Nice, 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 nice. And you always talk with this speed?
Yeah, is it too fast?
No, no, it's brilliant. In fact,
Okay.
they say that the faster you speak, the more you hold the attention of the other person,
Oh, is
because
it?
the processing capacity of a person, or the average speed of a person's talking, is less than half of the processing capacity of another person. So when a person is talking, usually people switch off very fast unless the person is talking fast. So I can see how you
Absolutely.
must be captivating everybody with your clarity and speed of speech and expression. Fantastic. Nash, anything else you'd like to share? Anything about your industry? Anything about you as a person, as a family?
Yeah, I think all that about me as a person we have done, but about industry, I would say I've been very blessed to do all these different jobs. But two things I wanted to call out, which I think really taught me a lot. One is starting the online store for Compact India back in year 2000 when we were in the era of dial-up modems and no
Right.
smartphones, and making it the biggest online store in India in 2001 was an amazing thing. When I look back, even after so many years, 23 years, that looks like, wow, how did I do it? Because for the first time, we were getting many people together from factory, logistics, web development, call center, digital marketing, sales.
Mm.
Everything what we did at that time in the year 2000 was new. Okay, we never had any precedent, and remember at the time, no Amazon, Flipkarts. In
True.
2001, the people were selling cakes and flowers on the internet, and I used to sell 1 lakh rupee PCs, and we sold 600 PCs and became the largest e-commerce site at the time. Which I think when I look back, I said, wow, how was I so foolish to take such an audacious thing? But that foolishness actually helped. And the second thing I would say in 2018-19, when I did the transformation of omni-channel, like the challenge we had was we had 600 stores in India, HP World stores in 300 cities, and they were facing an existential threat because Amazons and Flipkarts have come and made price discovery so easy, and they used to deliver. So how do you make them compete in the digital world? I realized, I am doing e-commerce. I can bring that skill to the retail stores. So in essentially in e-commerce, you need to know three things. You need to know your customer, you need to know your inventory, and you need to know your sale. So once you know these three, even your retail partner can compete. So I was leading this project called Project Parivartan, where we had to work with maybe 4 big vendors like Deloitte, Capillary, Wondersoft, and all these companies, and 600 entrepreneurs who are having their own shops. And that change management of working with channel people, category people, entrepreneurs, making them understand the shared vision of coming onto the digital age and taking a lead. When somebody searches on Google for the nearest shop near me, suppose you're in Bengal or you're in Punjab, you're searching for the nearest HP shop near me, and how that Google lead actually goes to the partner, and within 1 hour the partner calls the customer, invites the customer to the shop and closes the sale even before the customer goes to an online portal, is an amazing thing, which as a team HP delivered. Very cutting edge. We are the first company in the IT industry to do it in India. Very proud about that. So these are, I would say, clearly 2 of my big things, and
lovely.
And there are many other things I've done in category, and I've been a CMO. I've done more than 1,000 events in a year. That means 3 events a day I used to do. My team used to do when I was the head of APJ marketing. So I'm just saying, I've done many other things. I've been in category, but these 2 events of starting.
Congratulations on these 2 things, and on all the other things that you've done, also on all the awards that you've been getting. Huh? You got a whole lot of awards. You got one from White Page. You got another one coming up also.
Yeah, it's coming up soon. Yeah, so people will know in another.
It's raining awards, huh? For all the efforts that you've done all your life, huh?
But it's coming late, but it's okay. It's still coming.
It's only halfway mark. 50,
you know the joke. The award I won in White Page is Global Best Marketer. For the last 5 years, I've been doing sales. Though marketing is a part of my job. But the marketing title, the job I had, where it was a CMO or marketing director, that job was 2008 to 2014. So that is almost 8-9 years back. So I was just telling my wife, they are giving me a marketing award. No, it's not too late. I still do marketing, but I'm no more a marketing guy. I'm sort of a business leader now. Sure. But still, I'm a marketer. I'm a lifelong marketer. Right from the time I finished my MBA till here, I've been a lifelong marketer. So without doubt, yes.
Nash, one quick question, and then after that, I'm going to put it all together, okay? In some way, I'll see if I can summarize it and give some lessons from what you have said. What is the advice you have for young people? Should they get into a job, find a job like HP, and stick on for 25 years? Should they hop and get as much exposure? Should they become entrepreneurs? What's your advice?
So I think first, the opportunities which is available for a young person now is tremendous compared to where we were 30 years back or 25 years back. So so the past rules don't apply. That is one. But having said that, the competition is also intense. Okay, and if I can summarize 4 things which they should do. One is, I think, go after your passion, whatever you like. Suppose you want to be a baker, you want to be a painter, or you want to be in IT industry, or you want to be a coder. Do whatever you like, don't live the life for others, like what your parents are saying you to do, or what is in your heart, what you like to do. Please do it. But after doing a lot of research, decide that and do it, stick to it. That is the one. The second thing I would say is choose the right company. The right sort of company is friends for you. Who are the co-founders along with you? Who are the co-entrepreneurs along with you? which is the place where you go and do. That is the second advice I will give, which is a very important thing after choosing your passion. Third is treat life as an adventure. Okay, don't take it very seriously. Keep experimenting, do role rotations. It's okay if you fail, you get up. Just like the motorbike riding I was saying, you are going to fall, you're going to get up and keep riding, And then the last thing I would say is career is just one part of life. There are many other things which are more important, like family or giving back to society. Like I spend a lot of time nowadays in mentoring people. I'm a visiting professor in a business school. Literally, I volunteer that. I don't take any payment for it. So when you do all these things, you sort of become a very, very well-rounded professional, right? And you're not just your job. You're not just your job. I keep saying, sorry, I just keep one last point I want to say to my team, when they take the job very seriously, I will say, see, I'm your boss. If I leave tomorrow, this company will take only 1 month to replace me. Okay. Within 1 month, you will have a new leader. Okay. Though we give our life to this company, right? And 26 years is not a small time, right? And I work almost 12 to 14 hours a day. Okay. So, but only you can take care of yourself. Okay. You cannot go back when you're 55 and say, oh God, at 20, I wish I did this. Or at 30, I wish I did this. I wish I would have been a photographer. I wish I would have been a bike rider. I wish I could have become a baker. Or I wish I learned the piano. Why? Don't live the life of regrets. Do something, whatever. It is a journey, right? Career is just one part of it. Okay. You're going to learn the piano, even if you work in HP or not. Okay. You will continue to learn the piano. And I think that is the sort of approach you should have.
Brilliant. I love it. You've done my job for me. I was wanting to take out some lessons, but you put it all together beautifully. So all I'll do is just put it in your name, Nash. And this makes it easier for me because it's a part of my name. N would be, I would say, natural. It could be natural, which means authenticity. You are yourself. And just by this conversation, you have, I'm sure, inspired people to. It doesn't matter whether the award is for marketing and you are doing sales, or you're a business leader, or whatever the title, because as you said beautifully, you will soon be X whatever you are right now. So you are much beyond your titles. So that's natural. That's also nature lover. And there's another N, no regrets.
Okay. Wow.
That's with the N, okay? With the A, let's go with A. And you got to help me with this, okay? Because you've got a brilliant mind. A is adventurous.
Ambitious, adventurous.
Adaptive.
Adaptive. Okay. Wow.
I think they're adaptive also, because the adventure strikes very bold. Most people live with the fear. I love what you said about fear. FEAR, forget everything and run. Or
just do it. As they say, Nike says, just do it. Don't think too much. There's a very famous quote by Bruce Lee who said, if you think about something for too long, you will never do it.
Brilliant. And Bruce Lee was one of my favorites. But there's other guy, Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl was the Austrian psychiatrist, right? Who came up with logotherapy. He was in a concentration camp. He said something very interesting about this. Very powerful. People are talking all this time about mindfulness and about putting attention on something for a long period of time. He said you should not do so much reflection. Sometimes you should do de-reflection. Don't think too much about something. Correct. Because if you focus on one thing too much, you will 100% find some flaw, some problem. Correct. And then you can do analysis.
You'll find the reasons not to do it. Find the reasons not to do it. Yeah.
And the more you think about it, the less there's chances of you doing it.
Correct.
Very nice. Beautiful. So that is your A, which is adventurous. S, I would say, is synergistic. Speed, definitely speed. Synergistic. Also, simplification is there. All the stuff that you have, you're able to simplify it into 1, 2, 3, 4 points. No? Because there's a clarity of thought that has gone into that simplification. It's not a naive simplification. It's an awakened or aware simplification after reflection. Beautiful. And S is also synergistic. Whether you do the photography or you do this or you do that or you do the biking or you do you're very well able to connect the dots. Like the speech given by the guy in Stanford. What's his name? Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah.
correct.
The the falling down from the bike, the overcoming the fears, the questions that you continuously ask before this conversation, it was brilliant. So synergistic, you put it all together. And H, I would say, is holistic. Holistic is you are not me centered, you are not only self-effacing and other people centered, but you're looking at the entire picture. That tomorrow things will change. I got to take care of myself. At the same time, I need to do my job wherever I am with excellence. So you look at the holistic picture where you're not that attached to the results, Bhagavad Gita style, but you are completely involved in the process. And you don't feel so bad if things don't go your way because you realize you're a cog in the wheel, but you also know you're a super important cog in the wheel. Brilliant. This is Nash,
Great.
guys.
Wow, wow. Nobody has defined NaSH in my name so well. No regrets, adventurous. What is the speed and
Being
holistic?
synergistic and holistic.
Synergistic
It's
and
yeah,
holistic. Okay,
holistic.
holistic,
Okay.
holistic. Lovely.
Holistic will also. I'll also add one more thing, which is my wish for you always: be happy, please.
I think that's
Yeah,
a very happy-go-lucky. I would say I've been generally
yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
happy-go-lucky,
That's right. That's right.
and
So you come across Nash as a very uh, friendly person, and as a happy-go-lucky person, as a person who can connect very well with people, which belies or kind of hides the depth that you have of experience, of clarity, of wisdom. And that's so beautiful because it makes you unassuming. You're not you're not carrying that. And there's not a hint of arrogance. H is humility.
oh, thank you.
Very good. Okay. And honesty. Lovely, Nash. Beautiful talking with you. Look forward to being in touch. Yeah. Uh,
Sure.
and
And
thank you for
thanks.
wearing the tie. Thank you for wearing the
Yeah,
tie.
thank you for having, and thank you for such lovely questions. And um, I really applaud what you're doing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.